What's up, Mitten Squad? My name is Paul and welcome back to another top 10 video. In this video, I'll be going over 10 things you didn't know about WWE games. Number 10. According to TCRF.net, a website dedicated to finding content that has been cut or removed from games, WWF No Mercy was not only supposed to have a Game Boy Color port, but it was supposed to have transfer pack capabilities as well, which would allow players to transfer created wrestlers from the Game Boy Color version of the game back to the Nintendo 64 version. Number 9. One of the most prominent new features introduced in WWE 2K14 was its 30 Years of Wrestlemania mode. Rowdy Roddy Piper was a key part of WrestleMania 1 and 2, where he was involved in matches with Mr. T at both events. 2K could not come to an agreement with Mr. T, so Piper was not included in the game. However, his logos and physical attributes are available as presets in the game's Creative Superstar mode, allowing him to be added to the game as a player-made character. Number 8. If you hack WWE Smackdown Here Comes the Pain, you can find that the Ultimate Warrior was, at one point, going to be in the game, as he can be seen in the character select screen. Warrior had been in legal battles with WWE in the past, and threatened another if he was put into the game, so his character went unused. Number 7. In the files for SmackDown vs. Raw 2006, you can find audio files for announcer introductions for Maven, Kenzo Suzuki, and Mr. America. Fans of SVR 2006 know that they were not in the game in any capacity. Why they were not in the game is a mystery lost to time. Nevertheless, here are a few announcer calls for the characters.
From the land of the rising sun, weighing in at 250 pounds, Kenzo Suzuki. From Venice Beach, California, weighing 303 pounds, Mr. America.
Number 6. In June 2013, it was announced that 2K was holding a contest where fans could create alternate covers for WWE 2K14, in which the winner would have their design on the inside of the game's case as a reversible cover. Mike Rodriguez and Alexis Zankowicz, the winners of the North America and European contests respectively, both designed their covers around Daniel Bryan, and had their artwork displayed on the inside of the case. Number 5. Similar to the Nintendo Select titles, where certain games receive a permanent price drop and slightly altered box art, PlayStation re-released games under the PlayStation Platinum name. WWF Smackdown Just Bring It was one of those games. However, between the original release and the re-release, the WWF became the WWE after a lawsuit with the World Wildlife Foundation. As a result, the box art featured not only the new WWE logo, but the new Smackdown logo as well. Number 4. China was one of the few women to compete against men in the WWE and WWF. SmackDown 2 Know Your Role only allowed women to compete for the Women's Championship. China, however, had won the Intercontinental Championship prior to the game's release. In order to allow her to compete against other men in the game, she was placed into a third gender category, labeled as ? Created superstars could also be placed into this category. Number 3. WWE 12 was one of the last games to include a Road to WrestleMania mode, a mode that was first introduced in SmackDown vs. Raw 2008, 4 years earlier. One of the 3 Road to WrestleMania storylines revolved around a player-created character named Jacob Cass. That name might seem insignificant, but the Cass part of the name comes from the name of the mode where the character is made, called Create a Superstar. The initials of that mode spell out CAS, or, when turned into a name, becomes Cass. Number 2. According to Wrestler Observer Newsletter, Roman Reigns was supposed to be on a cover of WWE 2K16, but he was swapped out for Stone Cold Steve Austin because WWE didn't think Reigns had the mass appeal as someone like Stone Cold. Vince McMahon personally called the Texas Rattlesnake to ask him if he would be on the cover of the game. Number 1. In November 2011, THQ released WWE All-Stars, a game with ridiculously over-the-top representations of wrestlers and their moves. It was a more arcadey game than the SmackDown vs. Raw games that came before it. Their next WWE arcade-style game was to be WWE Brawl, a game that's gameplay I can only liken to Tom and Jerry Fists of Fury from the Nintendo 64. It was going to be a fighting game that took place outside of the ring, in real-world environments. Unfortunately, production of the game ceased in 2012, not long after THQ declared bankruptcy. In the video description, I've left a link to an article from WWE.com about the cancelled game, if you're interested in it. Alright, that's going to do it for this video about 10 things you didn't know about WWE games. If you enjoyed the video or learned anything, leave a like. Leave a dislike if you didn't enjoy the video or didn't learn anything. Follow me on Twitter at Mitten Squad. My name is Paul of Mitten Squad. Have a happy Rusev Day.